Your sawdust is on fire.
All right, today's the day. It's my buggy time. So we've got a whole table full of parts, a buggy that has potential, but a lot of work into it. And we got 7 days and counting. Let's do this.
We'll be gone in 7 days. Like,
Yeah, we'll
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 be on the road.
All right, you made the top of the list.
oh, look at that.
What's your buggy need?
Lights and a throttle stop, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, landed. Finished, right?
I think he's good.
Okay, Michelle. Fix reverse, lights, make charge, seat cover.
So we need seat belts.
I'll leave a space. PJs. Brakes.
Does he have lights?
No.
He needs lights.
We got Harbor Freight lights for days. So we ordered a bunch of them and they didn't come, so I called them and they resent the order, and then both boxes showed up the exact same day. So we have got lights. We should look like aliens cruising across the dunes. We're gonna have so many lights on us. Jace needs lights. Seats are all good. We got seat belts in his. Sean's. Okay.
Throttle cable, lights, tires.
That's a lot of work.
It is.
And then mine, obviously. There's not even enough cardboard for my list, so cool. Well, no shortage of work. Let's get going. All right, so I've never actually rebuilt a Volkswagen before, but I know a guy that has, and we're gonna make a phone call, see if he can tell me which side I want up and which side I want down.
All talks.
Hey, I'm phoning a friend here.
Hi, Regis Philbin here, calling from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Uh-oh.
I'm ready to put this Volkswagen motor of mine on the engine stand. Which half do I hook to? Which do I want to leave the guts in?
You want to hook to the right side of the case.
The right side. Oh, side with the distributor on it.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. Well, I'd like to say this is the last time we're calling you today, but it might not be.
Yeah, I bet it's not, but you'll do good. It'll be a good little learning experience for you.
Yeah, we're about to be Volkswagen mechanics. I'm going to speak German by the end of today.
Wirklich fantastisch, selbst hier zu sein.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
probably will. just remember, 9 is no.
Okay.
9, no.
Okay, I'll remember that. All right, we're going for it. See ya.
See ya.
Alrighty, fellas, thanks for the help. I'm gonna build a motor because it's way easier if one person does it. You don't forget parts and pieces. So while I'm doing this, these guys are gonna get brakes and clutch and gas hooked up, figure out how to mount a battery in that thing, lights put on it, everything that needs to be done minus what I'm doing. So it's gonna be a lot going on.
So we may as well start with the battery because it looks like it won't fit. It's pretty small. We gotta take the seat out. Once the seat's out, it should fit. Otherwise, we gotta get a small one. I like that. Since the seat's out, we got these cutting brakes. We'll unbox them. There is mounts. It had something in there before. We'll see how close that is.
All right, so they give me the little jobs. I have to figure out a way to mount this battery. Usually, I just get all thread and set it straight up and weld it, and then build a little plate that screws into that. But I can't do that in this case because the seat reclines too far back. So now I'm going to take this here and I I'm gonna bend it so it goes over, down, and has a little tab. Over, down, has a little tab. That way I can then put it farther down where it won't hit the seat. And then I will scab weld it together like I do best, and it will hold just great. Sean what are you doing?
These bolt on different than the one that came with it. So, got a plate, got to drill some holes in it, and we'll weld it right between the seats. And then we got to run some new brake lines. She'll shape up pretty quick. How's that coming?
Need
help bending it?
I'm good. I got it.
I could video.
It'll be all right. It'll be fine.
It'll be good.
It'll be fine. All right, so if my calculations are right, I can bend on that line, that line, that line, and that one. All at 90s, and it will work. That's not the greatest ever. That one got screwed up because when I was bending this one, it hit that, so it kicked the middle.
You can straighten it by some.
I'll straighten her. Not very good. That side's great, but then, yeah, I'll fix that.
Okay, I got this built. Should work. It's good enough. Sit right there. I'll tack weld it on there. Take these cutting brakes off, and then we'll weld it on so it'll hold.
That thing ain't going nowhere.
Alright, I got this sucker split in half. I got the new 110 hot cam put in it. Timing marks lined up. Cleaning it all up, and we'll silicone it and put the half back together, start putting jugs on it. With any luck, by tonight, it's going to be bolted in there. So, we're getting closer. What are you guys up to on your building?
Sean just got the brake mounted. I am on the downward slope of the battery tie down.
I got faith you'll finish it. I got it. You're going to get that.
Those things are tiny. Everything inside of there, they're little.
Just think of that when you're out there giving her the onion, whipping on it. Everything in there is tiny, but it'll take it. They're pretty tough.
All right, I finally got it. It's done. Not going anywhere.
Guaranteed?
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
So right now we have clutch and throttle. We're gonna switch these out, put these new ones in as far back as we can go, because that, for length, that's pretty good where it's at right now. So if we can match that, just gotta tie these in. So we'll have to build a framework to bolt this to underneath this expanded metal, but it shouldn't be too crazy. I'll get this one out so we can see a little better what it looks like.
All right, I'm finally to that point. All the new studs are in. I think I can slip the jugs on it and then the heads on it and hopefully start building a motor. So we're getting closer, slowly but surely.
All right, now that I got the battery all done, I am building those. They are going to be mounts for our lights that we got from Harbor Freight. So I think I need 2 per buggy, and some of them have them, some of them don't. So I'm cutting out 6 of them. They're not perfect. They progressively got smaller. I think it's going to work. Let's do it.
We got the old grill on the hoist finally. I think these 2 straps are the mounts for the pedals. We'll weld to the main frame in the middle, and then wherever we want to slide them, we can just drill down through them. So I'll get these welded in, then we'll put the seat back in it, set in it, get it where we want, drill some holes. Okay, I think that's good enough. We'll set it down, line them up, we can drill some holes, and then start hooking them up.
We're getting there. Piston keepers in. We've got 1 piston in this thing after all day. Whew. On to the next one. All right, we're getting close here. Things are happening, they're going back together. I had some stuff I didn't know, and I was too lazy to look up basically, but on these push tubes, I didn't know if that part went down here or up there. Looking at it now, I kind of think it probably needs to be. I think it's gonna be just fine how it is. That's what I think. It's been a long while. And frankly, I hope it's a long while again before I build another one of these. Sounded like a really good idea when we first came up with it, and then 7 buggies later, it's starting to be not as good of an idea. But it'll all be worth it when I'm whipping Hunter on the sand.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Whip me twice, and then...
In the drag race, you're going down. In the hill climb, you're going down. In the long jump, you're going down.
It's gonna be blown up the very
Hunter, the
first
only
time.
thing that you're gonna win is like the first one to get towed back to camp.
Oh, really? Wow. You're starting the smack talk already, huh?
I got nothing else. That's all I got at this point.
All right.
So if you can't be good at what you're doing, just be good at something. And smack talk is
You're key at that. You're pretty good at it.
what I perfected. The older you get, the better you get at that, because nothing else still works right.
So you can't back it up?
You don't have to back it up if you can talk it.
Oh, I see.
You just got to make sure you never put yourself in a position where you have to back it up.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How goes the pedal situation?
Close. We're putting some adapter fittings in, getting things straightened out. Just the fun stuff. Landon doesn't think the brake's gonna work.
Oh, we're
He's not very
positioned at.
He thinks that's gonna hit. I don't know what he's worried about. But
I see nothing wrong with it.
so that's gonna get fixed next. But yeah, we're close. We can get that hooked up.
All right, Landon's home from school. He's going to work, putting lights on the top of this thing. We're putting some of the new road shock lights from Harbor Freight on it. We're gonna go give those things a test. We'll let you know how bright they are and how they work. I am over here slaving away. Motor is close. Getting there. I'm just trying to locate all the bolts that we don't have for it. So we'll get some bolts for it and start bolting this thing back together. With any luck tonight, it's right there in that. So Sean's about got the pedals dealt with. That's all handled. So brakes will be buttoned up. We'll be stopping. We just need to be going. Going is the key.
Pedals are in, they're not quite hooked up. We got to deal with some steering still. We got to run the main brake line back to the cutting brakes. We'll put some seats in.
5 minutes later.
Want to give me an update?
That's the last fitting right there. There was some brake line hanging on the wall that happened to just be perfect. So we used it. I hope it wasn't for anything else. But
Time to bleed them?
let's put some fluid in. Let's bleed both of them.
That's satisfying.
Ooh. Don't leak.
I'm not going to.
Spill it.
I'm the guy.
You're dripping.
Shut it.
You're dripping. You're dripping.
All right. Got it. Clutch feels good. And we have brakes.
All right, it's just me again, late night, still building a motor. I've been on and off building the motor all day, so I just got done building me a push rod. I just cut the original one and put a little bolt in the middle of it to find my push rod length. Got that handled. Push rods are all cut to length and pressed together. So they're going in, and then basically the motor's buttoned up at that point and I can put it in. So I still got to put the oil pan cover on the bottom, get the rockers in. I got this side all done. Valve cover is on it. It looks pretty good. So with any luck, by tomorrow morning, if I work all night, just kidding, I'm not, I'll have this buttoned up and flywheel, we'll put it on in the morning, and me and Hunter, well, Hunter and I will get it stuffed in that thing, and he can finish wiring while I'm hooking motor up. Maybe tomorrow it runs. It's about got to. I mean, we're 6 days from leaving, so we gotta get this done.
A few moments later.
All right, I've had enough for the night. That's where it's gonna be till tomorrow. So I'll go get some food and a shower. I'll have a better attitude tomorrow, maybe. We'll see. All right, it's morning time. We're back at it. Motor is built. Intake's setting on it. We're basically ready to put it in the car. So as soon as Hunter gets here, I'll have him help me pick it up. We'll bolt the flywheel, the clutch on it, and we bolt it in that car. So, and then start hooking it up. With any luck, we've got her running today and work the little bugs out of it and head for the dunes. So it's got to get done today.
Alrighty, I don't know exactly how this works. Looks like that right there is how it works.
Getting closer, things are happening. So we ordered a new clutch and it came with the wrong throwout bearing. It won't work. The throwout bearing on it will not push those, so we're getting an old clutch in it that looks to be good. The fan dropped these parts off to me the other day. Thought I might need them. Turns out I do. What kind of odds you giving this motor of running?
I like the odds.
Do you really?
I do. I didn't see it build it, so I don't know.
There was some stuff inside that was, I mean, obviously if I had more time, it wouldn't have stayed that way. But
You're running out of days.
yeah, at this point, it is what it is. It'll get me up and down a couple of hills on the dunes and outrun you once. That's all I need.
Once.
One time. That makes me a winner.
That's true.
We'll see how this goes. All right. We're ready to have an actual motor in my rail. So, pretty excited. Sweet. All right, things are happening. Motor's in mostly. I gotta drill one hole out, so it's got some threads in it, and I don't need the threads because it's the way this is designed. So we'll burn this top hole out right here. Should be good to go. Motor's in, we'll go to hooking everything else up now. Before we put the shroud and all that crap on, we're probably gonna fire this thing up. I got oil cooler, I got a mount off of these, and an oil filter off of those. There's still no shortage of stuff to get done on this today, but it has to run and drive today. All right, this motor was a struggle. It's in, exhaust is hooked up, kind of comes out low. This is a dune buggy for sure, not a rock buggy, so dunes only. I plan on turboing it later if this motor works out, so those will get changed anyways, but we're winning the battle. I'll let it down here in a second. I got one more motor mount to put on underneath, and then I think we can start hooking things up on it, get things to where we can crank it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, we haven't bored you with what's going on. Hunter's been running wires and stuff. We'll show you when we get it all wired how bright the lights are. They're pretty dang bright. We just tested them. Me, I've been running oil filter lines. I got to build mounts for it. Trying to figure out where to put the cooler. I think right here in the back is the spot that it's going to go, right there. So we're going to go find us some lunch because it's already that time of the day, and then we're going to buckle down hard on this thing and get it handled because it needs to start today. I need to know if I'm wasting my time or if it's going to be good and I finish it. So find some lunch. All right, Lando's here with us now. Hunter's still wiring. I got back from lunch. And I'm going to buff these off and weld this cooler in real quick. All right, that's going to go like so. This here cooler is going to mount something of that nature right there. So we'll weld that sucker in and then start building some lines. We're getting ever so close to hearing this thing run. I don't know if it's gonna. I don't know why it wouldn't. We're getting closer. This new Miller 255 I got is pretty awesome. So the old 252 died. We got parts for it. It's going to become my aluminum welder shortly, so I'm digging this thing. It welds really good. Mounted. All right, I got hydraulic line built. It is super nice having your own hydraulic hose maker. So thanks to the hosers and Elevated, I can build my own hoses, and it's nice and easy. Hunter's over here building battery cables.
I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but
He's figuring it out quick. So Landon, he's outside putting Harbor Freight lights on all the buggies currently. So we got lots to get done in a short time, so we're kind of divide and conquer status today. But yeah, so cooler mounted. We are currently, I am not good at videoing and working at the same time here. Ouch, that hit me right in the head. Will it start? Oh, it did. Okay. All right, so basically that just round to there and hooks up, and we have oil cooler, and then we start wiring this thing. I'll get the Holley. So I do have to put an O2 sensor in it. We're running this Holley Sniper on here. I think it's gonna work. I gotta put an O2 sensor right down here, and then we should be able to plug computer in and mount things up, and I hope it works.
All right, I just got my first one built, positive. I'll hook it up to the starter there. Then I'll build a negative, and we can see if it'll crank.
All right, I'm trying to figure out which one of these oil lines is like the feed and which one's the return, so I can hook them up accordingly. And the only way I really know how to do that is to turn the motor over and see it pump oil. So we are gonna spin it over right here. Nothing's hooked up to start. So whichever one of those spits oil out. She's high compression for sure. That's concerning. Hopefully it's just filling all of this up first. We'll get the jump starter.
You're spilling oil right here.
Where?
Right.
Oh, out of the oil port. That's the oil pressure port. Sweet. That's a good sign. What you got there? All right. We're ready?
I think we are.
Should be getting close to seeing oil come out of one of these.
Right there.
Okay, that's the end. All right. That makes me feel better. It's got actual oil pressure.
There we go. Well, sweet.
All right. Now we got to figure out what wire that switch is coming back and hook it to there. And then let's lift it up and drain the fuel out of it. We'll get a fuel system put in it. Then we can at least make it start. Yeah, that's race gas. Smells good. Doesn't drain very much. Like,
Not putting out a lot.
no, thought a lot more gas would come out of that. Grab a 7/16 line. Let's take this off. Pull the pump off.
Had a lot in it.
There's a bunch of gas in it. Get some wire cutters and cut the wire. Get some hose clamps out of there. Start clamping this.
All right, so we have some more wiring to do. By the end of this, I'm gonna be better than Chad. I'm gonna give Chad's Fab a run for his money in wiring. All right, we have all these red wires and we don't know what goes to what. So we put this test light. All right, flip a different one or something. Okay, flip the starter one. There we go. So that's the starter one. Run that one to the starter.
All right, we are attaching the fuel pump. I get this plate put in here, then we should be able to run the last fuel line, start plugging some wires in, and see if this thing starts.
Sawdust is on fire.
All right, we're to this point. We're gonna set this thing up here. Let's go to Setup Wizard. What's the engine displacement of a 1917? Look it up on your phone. How many liters is a 1917 cc motor? 1.9. This is a 1.9 liter. We'll call it a 2.0. Cam type, what do you think?
Does it go that small?
It has stock, mild, street, and strip race. Pff, race?
Oh my gosh.
Next. Cool. Go get some fuel. She's set up. Now I gotta put an O2 sensor in the back still. And we see if this thing lights. All right, it's basically, it's go time. We see if it's gonna run right here. There's nothing holding the distributor in, so I hope it doesn't fall out, but let's see what happens. Let's primer again. We're gonna need some fuel. All right, let's try this again. See what happens. Our batteries. Jumper. Okay. It's still dead. All right, let's try her again. Turns over so slow it won't even. I love it. All right, no guarantees. We put a new starter on it. We'll see if it turns any faster. Timing's a little slow. Wouldn't crank it over. I swiped it off the shelves, turned that fan on. Fired right up, so we're in the chips. We might make it after all. Who knows? She's rich. All right, we're breaking into some derby parts. I got a velocity stack that's gonna go on this thing, so it's gonna look pretty dang cool, I think. We're on downward slope. I'm wiring a relay into these fans. We'll make the Holly turn them on and off because we put temperature right there into the oil. So it's reading it like it's a coolant temp sensor, which is actually oil. But when it gets to, we'll say like 150, it'll kick on the fans and start cooling her down. So hopefully that's gonna work. Wire a relay in. We gotta go find a distributor hold down. I don't have one of those in it currently. But I like my odds way better than I did an hour ago. I was thinking the worst. I was thinking that starter. I was thinking maybe I screwed something up in the motor and it was dragging slow and wouldn't turn over. Turns out, brand new starter's just junk. I stole Michelle's off of her buggy, lit right up, so we're winning. That does it for tonight. It's getting late. We got a few little odds and ends. We got to clean all the wiring up. I got the electric fans to kick on and off. We're gaining. So I gotta fix the shifter. It has an oil leak underneath I've got to deal with. But all in all, I'm pretty pleased with her. I think she's gonna live till tomorrow when we take this thing for a rip, see how she runs. I think the time has come. It's Monday morning. I think we're pretty much ready to drive it. It's not done. I got some steering work to do. As you can see, my feet don't really fit where the pedals are, but I want to drive it, make sure the transmission does what it's supposed to do, and then we'll be more excited to finish this sucker. We've only got 3 days until we leave, so this one's not done. PJ's is not done. The brakes haven't been bled. Michelle's doesn't have reverse, so I gotta put transaxle in it. And Jace's, for some reason, doesn't run right now. So
Half of them.
what about yours?
I just
It
need
needs work too.
Yeah.
So we've got one. Sean's doesn't work either yet. So we've got one out of all of these that are done. So let's take this for a ride and see what happens.
We're not getting crazy here. I don't want to break this thing.
Nothing like a good test drive to give you more work.
How come the other side's not dragging?
Same thing. Who knows? But yeah, that's great. We got to put some nitrogen in the shocks, evidently.
If you look at this tire, she was a little too close. That side's got a lot, but we're gonna clearance this one. What else to do? Gotta be pretty close. If not enough, it'll be close. Can you see between it? Without screwing these studs in?
I can.
I wouldn't mind if it has plenty of clearance.
Well, then we may want to go a little more.
Okay.
Just for fun's sakes.
Putting a 15-inch on the old
Oh yeah, the old
square body.
3/4 ton 15-inch wheels.
3/4 tons, you're grinding. Let's test fit this one more time. It should be right there somewhere.
You've got good gappage.
These have got to be nitrogen,
like it.
right? Not air. All right, it's time for a little nitrogen charge in the shocks. We'll get them setting. Hopefully they don't leak real bad. There you go, hook that one on. Twist that dial in. All right, let's. Do we not know what we're doing here?
Not a clue. We're watching. Should be going up though. There you go, Gina.
It's coming up.
Yep.
Okay. No way, it needs more than that, isn't it? That's more than I put in Ori's to lift them up. This doesn't weigh that. How come it's not lifting it? Guess they just want a lot of nitrogen in them. Alright,
Take them off.
yep. Now we do the fronts, I guess. Don't think I want that much in them.
Ooh, that's a lot in the front.
Only 200, 250. Solid?
Yeah.
Let's see how solid.
Two people.
Can we see you do that again? That was good. Jiggle, jiggle.
If anybody needs a camera guy, Hunter's for sale. Yep. I may even give him away today. We'll call it good. We can squeak a little out if we need to. Jiggle, jiggle, he says. Freaking what a jerk.
500-pound giant.
Are we still gonna box, me and you?
I think we ought to. Dude, let's punch each other.
All right. Me first. Here. Let me hit you. All right. Where at? Right there?
No.
Or down here? There. All right. You gotta go.
How are you going? Let me go first.
No, it was my deal. All right. You ready?
Oh, that was easy.
I didn't hit you hard.
You ready?
Yeah.
See? We're good.
Couple more of those comments, it'll be a better match.
Yeah.
Right.
Pay-per-view.
You watch Poirier?
You did.
Knock the young gun out.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we fixed some brake problems and clutch problems and a shifter problem. We're gonna go drive it. Oh, it's suspension problem. We'll go drive it and see if it's any better, and then we'll come and work on the stuff that we have to do, like steering.
Way better, Dad. Throttle pedal's still terrible. I didn't fix that.
Sounds good. Top end's insane.
It's
We didn't hit fourth gear. We hit third gear. Third gear's as fast as I want to drive it on the highway.
Really?
like
Those loose bushings, trailing arm bushings, it drives you. Oh, it's all over the road, man. In the sand, it's going to be fine. But on the highway, she's sketchy. All right, so test drive success. It's got some bad bushings right there, but they're perfectly good enough for what we're doing to do in this thing. Little sketchy on the highway. It tries to change lanes when you give it gas, but we're good. We're gonna swap the paddles, put on it. I gotta fix the steering and tidy up some wiring, and this buggy is done and ready to go to Glamis. And we'll pull Michelle's in here and gut it, put a transaxle in it, and then she can paint it tomorrow. We'll have wet paint when we go to Glamis. So as far as my buggy's concerned, she's ready to go to Glamis, so until the next video, you get to see us get loaded up and on our way. But this buggy is done, it runs. I can build a Volkswagen motor, I guess. It runs pretty good, so thanks for watching.